Hello and welcome to Fendi Racing. I'm team driver Tim Reid, and I'm going to take you around Brands Hatch GP in the Corvette GT3. The time I've set is a 1:21.3. I'll let you see the lap and then we'll break it down and see if we can find you a few tenths here and there. And across the line. Right, let's go over a few things to see if we can find some time. Okay, T1, Paddock Hill Bend. Very difficult because the track falls away on the exit. You want to come into this at the left-hand side, as close to the grass as possible, and brake around the 100-meter board. Braking quite lightly. You don't want to unsettle the car by braking too hard, and you want to leave some suspension left. So we're going into it quite light. As we pass the cone on the right, the blue cone, we're looking to trail off gradually down into third gear. Get as close to the curbing as possible without hitting it, because if you hit it, it'll unsettle the car and it'll send you into the dust. So 100-meter board is where we brake. 100-meter board. On the cone, we're starting to trail brake in and turn the car. Get as close to this curb without hitting it, and then full throttle all the way to the outside. Then we'll come into, this one's called Druids, hairpin. We'll brake it uphill, so you can brake quite hard initially in the first phase, and then get off the brakes as you come up over the top, otherwise you'll stay in the ABS, otherwise you'll get into the ABS, as you go over the hip. So brake hard. As you go over the hip, let off to about 50%. Start trailing it right around the corner, keeping it tight to the paint but not on it. And then we're looking for really early throttle. And I'll show you how early you can throttle in this car with maximum steering. So I think my steering's almost 180 degrees and I'm almost on full throttle. I'll show you this. So maximum braking, dropping it off, and then we're on the throttle using all the exit. I'll just break it down a little bit because it's quite tricky, this corner, to get fast. So if you watch my inputs here, you'll see what I'm talking about. I'll do it in slow motion. Just before the 50, full throttle up over the hill. As we come over the hill, we're at 50%. Trail braking in, almost 180, and I'm almost full throttle using the full exit, full road on the exit. Lots of throttle, lots of steering. You need to get this steering off as soon as possible and get the car straightened out. Okay, Graham Hill Bend next. Very tricky. A lot of people spin here in the race. and it's because the trail brake too deep into it. Now, I don't get all the way to the right-hand side. I find this worse. It compounds the problem of trail braking deep. So I aim for this grass. So I'm coming, I'll show you basically in slow-mo. I'm still turning in now, and then I'm braking. And as I start to, as soon as I trail, the car kicks. The car snaps almost. And then I'm really light trail braking to the apex. I'll play it in full speed because you'll see the snap. As soon as I keep an eye on this, where my right-hand wheel touches this bit of the track, and you'll see the car immediately kick. So I've got most of the turning done at this point of the track, not at the apex. And I think that's why people spin here. I'm getting all the turning done at this point in the grass. I'll show you. And the car kicks across, and then I'm just guiding it in. I'll play it one more time just so you can see it, but the trail brake helps. And it helps that I'm not straight here. I'm actually coming in at an angle, and then the car bites and points in the right direction. I'm using all of this green matting on the outside. You can get all your tyres on it, but you've got to get off it before the end of it. So I'll play it in full speed one more time so you can see it. Okay, coming at the hairpin before the long straight. It's quite a wide hairpin, so nice smooth braking here and trailing all the way in. You don't need to brake hard for this. And we're looking to drop it to second gear and get on the throttle as early as possible, late apex, but do not hit the curb on the inside, otherwise it will unsettle the car. I'm at early throttle, and it's maximum throttle as well. I'll show you where the early throttle. So I am throttling around about here. I'm starting to throttle here. I can't see the exit, but this is the key to this corner being quick because you've got such a long straight. So early throttling, aiming for this late apex, but we cannot hit it because if we hit it with this much throttle, it will unsettle the car so much and it'll impact on the exit. All the way wide. Straighten the car up. Play it one more time, then we'll move on. Okay, coming at the Pilgrim's drop. I keep it in fifth and bounce off the limiter. Best way I can explain this corner is we are not using the brake to slow the car down. We are trying to carry the speed through this. We are only using the brake to get the car to turn in. Now, again, they can't see the exit when we throttle, but I'll show you how I figure out where it is. And I'm dropping a fourth, but I'm being patient on the throttle. I'm being very patient on the gear change. And I'll let you see this now. So braking around the 50 board just before it, and then patient on the gear change to fourth. Using all the exit. I'll show you where I throttle and how I gauge where I need to do. But again, look at how much I'm braking. It's just to turn the car. So 50 board, patient on the gear change, and then when I see this cross the center of my screen, so this brandshatch.co.uk logo crosses the center part of my dashboard, that's where I'm looking to throttle, look. And I'm full throttle all the way to the exit in fourth gear. Hawthorne bend next. Again, you want to cut the corner as much as possible. We're using the brakes to turn the car, not so much to slow it down. And we're going to chop all of this corner as much as possible, keeping the left-hand wheel on the track. Everything else can go off track. And as soon as we hit the curbing, we're going to get back on the throttle. The car will start to skip across the track, but have confidence in the tyres if they're fully warm. Okay, Westfield. We're going uphill. So we're trying to scrub a little bit of speed, but not too much. I know that sounds annoying to say, but it's very easy to over brake going uphill and scrub too much speed because you don't hit the ABS. If you brake uphill, you can brake to 100%. We're not trying to do that. We're just trying to kill a bit of the speed and get the car turned over the hip. Where I'm braking, I've got a board here. This crash barrier ends. This one ends here. And then the third one ends. I'm going to brake at the third one. So my eyeballs are looking at this as I'm passing in my peripheral vision. Keeping it over to the left-hand side. And light braking up the hill to get the car turned in. I'll go over it again because it's important, the trail brake and the light braking. It's really easy to over brake this because you're going uphill. But I'm aiming for this board here, the last one on the crash barrier. We've got a light brake 40%, trailing off, and then full throttle on exit. Now this one's very difficult. A lot of people crash here because they clip the grass, so stay away from it. We're going to brake in. We're going to brake at the 50 board, get a car turned in, and we're aiming for the paintwork early. We're going to drop it to third gear, and as soon as we hit the paintwork with our front left tire, we're going to full throttle. I'll show you again in slow because it's quite important, and I'm going to show you how close I get to the grass, but do not hit this grass because it will send you flying. Just come out of this far chase. We're coming right over, as close to it as possible, trailing in, full throttle as we hit the paintwork, and the camber should keep us in check on the exit. Play it one more time, full speed. Drop to third, right hand wheel hits the paint, full throttle on exit. Okay, coming up to the last corner here. I'm braking around between the 150 board. And then I'm trying to get the car turned in before the hip. The car, once you go over the hip on exit, the car will want to understeer. So you need to get the car turned in early and get the full rotation. On exit, the car will want it'll feel like you're understeering, you're going to go off track, but you have to have confidence. This is where you need confidence on this track because the road starts to go back uphill and the front left tire will grip and pull you around so you can actually be full throttle and power through the understeer. I'll show you here. 75 mark, turning in as early as possible and then powering through the understeer. Slow motion, braking between the 100 and the 50, getting the car turned in as much as possible, which means taking a little bit of curb and grass on the inside. We're full throttle at the hip. Again, the road falls away. We're full throttle, so as it falls away, you will find it wants to understeer at this bit here. As the road goes up, the front left will grip and pull you around. Have full confidence. Then over to the right hand side to get the quick lap time. And over the line. So I hope this has helped. And you can find some tents here and there. If you've enjoyed it and it has helped, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on track.